Coronavirus, a global pandemic according to the World Health Organization. Today, the 17th of March, Kenya has recorded at least 3 patients who have been infected, together with Tanzania, not forgetting Rwanda. And today, we bring you an exclusive interview with one of the students all the way from Beijing, China, who managed to travel into the country before the lockdown.
My name is Mohamed Abdhalla Mohamed. I'm from Nanyuki and currently I'm a student in China.
You said you're a student. What exactly are you learning?
I'm studying petroleum engineering at China University of Petroleum.
Why China University?
Because I got an attractive scholarship after my high school. So
is it what you've wanted, always wanted in your life?
When I was younger, like in Form 1, Form 2, I wanted to be a doctor, but later I developed a passion for chemistry. So that's why I chose petroleum engineering, because petroleum engineering involves, hydrocarbons, which is related to chemistry. So that's why I chose petroleum engineering.
So you are born and raised in Kenya?
Yeah.
Specifically in Nanyuki?
Yeah.
When did you get back to the country?
February 19th.
How was the situation with the coronavirus then?
When I was there, it was quite tough because they told us we couldn't leave the school. Of course, we could order some things from outside, but it was tough because the measures they were taking showed me that, it was so serious. So I had to get out.
Before we get in depth, can you maybe just tell us the situation before coronavirus happened?
It was a good life, we were students, we were studying there, lots of foreign students and lots of Chinese. We studied with Chinese students, so it was a good life, I would say.
What exactly happened?
In regards to coronavirus?
Yes.
In mid-January, we received some news that there's an outbreak of a disease called coronavirus. So the school informed us of this virus, and then they told us not to go far away from the schools. At that time, they allowed us to go.
When was that?
That was like late January. Then in early February, they told us we couldn't go outside the schools. They told us that's for our protection, but it was emotionally tough. Most of us couldn't take it, so a lot of students left the school. They went back home, so I was one of them.
What was your reaction after the school gave you that news?
I didn't think it was tough because the information we were getting were like it wasn't that tough. It's just like a flu. Things you are seeing on Twitter or Facebook right now. But later we realized that it wasn't. It was a serious situation, so I had to make the decision to leave.
So why really did you make the decision to leave?
Because actually I was planning to stay, but on 12th I saw that the new confirmed cases were like 12,000 in one day, and initially it was just 1,000. Then that's when I bought the ticket.
Were you screened?
Was I scared?
Screened.
Oh yeah, I was screened at the Chinese airport in Beijing, and also in Dubai. I passed through Dubai, and also in Kenya.
At the Kenya airport?
Yeah, at JKIA.
Can you maybe just tell us how serious the screening is at the different airports you passed through?
I would say it was more serious in Beijing, and then followed by Dubai, and then less serious at JKIA.
What were they doing in terms of screening?
At the Chinese airports, they use some, I don't know, kind of a paper, brushed on our hand, and then they told us to wait. They put it in a machine, and then they checked. I don't know what they were doing, but I presume they were checking, and then they checked the temperature. They let us go. And in Dubai, they let us stay for quite a longer time to check us the temperature, and then later they released us. But in Kenya, we just arrived, and then they checked us the temperature, and they let us in. Yeah.
Maybe are you aware of the population of Kenyan students
in China.
Yeah.
In China, there are around more than 1,000 students, 1,100, depending on who you talk to. Some of them registered with us. I'm part of the student association, and some of them didn't register with us. It's voluntary. But in Wuhan, it's 85.
85.
Yeah.
Do you have constant communication with them?
Yes, some of them, yeah, like 3 or 4 people. I've talked to 3 or 4 people. They said the situation is dire, but so far, not so bad.
How are they surviving, considering they were not supposed to get out of
To
the
get
school?
out of the school, yeah. They order things from outside, but it's tough. Sometimes some of them, don't speak Chinese, and the sites they use to buy things are in Chinese language. So some of them have to depend on other students. So it's not very convenient, but I guess that's what they have to deal with.
Is the Kenyan government, or has the Kenyan government helped them in any way or form?
The Kenyan embassy contacted us, and told us to register our names with them. Of course, we did so, but they didn't take any concrete action, to help those students in Wuhan. But apart from that, nothing much has been done.
And just the other day during the president's press conference, he said that any foreigner from other countries, they should be back in the country. Have the students really started coming?
Kenyan students from China, now I guess they won't come back because the situation in China is getting better right now. Like yesterday, they had only 2 confirmed cases, new cases, I mean. So I think in China it's getting better, but in other countries it's getting worse. So I hope government will help those Kenyans who are outside.
And what exactly are they doing to make the situation better?
Who?
In China.
The Kenyan embassy.
No,
yeah. The Chinese government.
Yes.
They've quarantined a lot of people. They encourage a lot of people to stay at home, and of course students couldn't leave, like us foreign students couldn't leave our school, and they sensitize their population to remain at home and to be careful of this virus.
So are the Kenyan students being treated any differently?
I don't think so. I think they are not being treated differently. I think they are being treated just like any other foreign students or any other human being, I guess so. From what I know.
Is there any Kenyan students that has been affected with the virus?
From my knowledge, none. But I know of some foreign students who have been affected. I heard there is one Pakistani student and also there is one US student. But Kenyan or African, I haven't heard of any.
There's a lot of misinformation.
Mm-hmm.
What do you tell Kenyans about that?
I will encourage them to follow the credible news sources. Maybe the Kenyan news media is also doing a good job. Maybe World Health Organization, and also to search for some credible information online instead of just relying on personal information. Someone just sending a post on Facebook or Twitter. It doesn't work that way. So everyone has to be careful. Or on WhatsApp.
Will you go back to school?
I guess so, because the situation in China right now is getting better. So I assume within the next 2 months I will be back in China. Hopefully, if the situation in Kenya, the coronavirus situation in Kenya, will not get worse, then I hope they will allow me to go back.
What are you looking forward to?
I hope the situation in Kenya will get better. Even right now, it's not that bad. I had by today only 4 confirmed cases in Kenya. I think the government are trying to do their best to control it. I encourage them to continue with the same spirit. So I hope all shall be well.
What's the one thing maybe I haven't asked and you feel like you want to tell?
I guess I wanted to talk about the Kenyan government blocking, foreigners coming to Kenya. But right now, I guess they've stopped because, all the confirmed cases in Africa have been brought in by the foreigners, like in Senegal, Algeria, Mauritania, and also Kenya. So we have to be careful, our health system is not as strong as those advanced countries. So we should take the bull by its horns and do the necessary. By now they have done so, so I hope they won't change their mind on that.
Thank you so much.
You're welcome, my pleasure.
As the number of patients infected by the virus keeps on increasing, the government insists on self-quarantining, avoiding touching the face, most of all eyes, nose and mouth, and if you have fever, cold and difficulty in breathing, seek medical care.